Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to delve into the Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez fight, and on the undercard you had Keyshawn Davis versus Pedraza. We'll be talking about that in a minute when we come right back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean. Like always, we're gonna jump right into the thick of things and talk about boxing, and I'm even talking about a throwback fight that happened that I watched, and I'll delve into that one first. It was Lennox Lewis, the British champion, versus, I just saw it, so it's can't think, Ray Mercer, Merciless Ray Mercer. I watched it back. A lot of people talk about the controversy. Some people say Mercer won that. It's one of those real tight fights where you you can't really say. I understand it's controversial, just like back in the day when Hagler fought Sugar Ray Leonard. A lot of people felt like Hagler was more of an aggressor. Of course, Sugar Ray's on his bike. He threw a lot of combinations towards the end of the round before the bell hit, and he was able to edge that fight, you know what I'm saying? And it was like a very similarity with Lennox Lewis and Ray Mercer. Of course, these are heavyweights we're talking about versus, the smaller guys, middleweights like Hagler and them. So, it was a back and forth type of fight. Lennox Lewis being the bigger guy, to me at the time, he has a great jab. He's longer, and I think anytime you're a longer fighter, that's your advantage, obviously. But you had Ray Mercer, who was always able to close that gap. He was always able to close the distance, being the shorter guy, get inside there, and unleash on Lennox Lewis. They both were throwing uppercuts, and I can't see how either guys withstood each other's power, because it was some heavy hitting in that fight, and it went to the decision that Lennox Lewis won, I believe, unanimously, which I thought it would have been like a split victory or something like that, because it was a tight fight. It wasn't that big of a gap to me, if you go back on YouTube and watch it yourself. But to those who saw that, I saw it in real time. You know what I'm saying? I just turned 44, so some of you guys are younger. So to the younger guys out there who watch boxing, go on YouTube and watch Lennox Lewis versus Ray Mercer, and tell me in the comments who actually won that fight. Just run it back on YouTube. So we're going to step up to the modern boxers. We're going to talk about Keyshawn Davis, the young guy from Virginia, versus versus Pedraza. Pretty much, he warmed up the first round. Keyshawn Davis, jab, feel around, move around, get acclimated to the distance and finding his range. And once he found his range, he went full throttle. The next few rounds just got more and more intense, man, and he started to hurt Pedraza pretty bad. So they stopped the fight as they should, because it was no way Pedraza had anything coming for the young and hungry Keyshawn Davis. On that main card event, the main fight on that card was Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez, the showman. And we all know how Lopez is. He's I think he tries to be like the Floyd Mayweather, try to be very brash. He doesn't talk about money so much, but he's very boastful and braggadocious, so to speak. Lopez, shout out to Lopez. He's a good boxer, but I don't think he's on the level of the Mayweather and the people that were on that level to where they could afford to act the way they do, because their actions in the ring spoke volumes to how they were acting outside of the ring or the build up to the fight or whatnot. Lopez, to me, the last couple fights, he just hasn't been as convincing. In this fight, he struggled to cut off the ring. You got to cut off the ring. You know, you've been fighting long enough. You had experience. You had a tough fight with Loma that you won, but then you step up to Ortiz, who's not on the level of Loma, and you struggle with a guy who was moving. You're supposed to cut off the ring. That's your job, to cut off the ring. George Foreman cut off the ring with Muhammad Ali as best as he could when Ali did the rope-a-dope back in the day. Joe Frazier tried to cut off the ring when he fought a trilogy with Muhammad Ali. The name of the game is cutting off the ring when you're not as fast as your opponent. And a lot of times when the person is not the aggressor and it's a close fight, they're going to give the fight to the aggressor, the person who looks like they're being busier, the person who looks like they're the one that's on the front foot going after that opponent. A lot of times they edge that person. And I think that's how Lopez won this. Although, it was back and forth. Certain rounds were swing rounds, certain rounds were close rounds. In the end, they gave it to Lopez. And a lot of people are being controversial saying that Lopez lost. But that's another fight that if you didn't see it, get on YouTube and make sure you watch Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz. So as always, please like and subscribe, comment in the comment section. All opinions are welcome on this YouTube channel. I want you to feel like you're at home, kick off your shoes or whatever. You're here chilling with me. So speak on what you know about boxing and weigh in on the conversation and let me know what you think. And I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.